I get that meeting people is hard to you, but let me explain how I do it easily. Simply, I'd reached out to my friend who I went to school with in year 7 in this city. This is not a city that I live in. I'm visiting my grandma's house. I reached out to him. I said, we should hang out. We ended up organizing to meet up on Friday. Like, he probably gave me more of a chance because he's seen my Instagram and it's like social proof sort of, and like I'm with my friends a lot. I seem like a fun guy. But we met up and we're hanging out and he introduces me to some of his friends. And we're there, we're having a good night. And then this girl that is there, she says, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to this 18th tomorrow. I'm low-key like, hey, do you mind if I come? I went to some random girl's 18th birthday just by reaching out to some friend who I haven't seen in 5 years. Maybe no more. I haven't seen this guy in a minute. And I just randomly met up with him. And then he randomly introduced me to his friend. And then I randomly went to a random party. It's easy when you have worked on yourself and become a social guy, you're fun to be around, and you're pretty confident with yourself. It's not easy, it's just like really simple to get there. But if you want my personal help with this, I do have a course. The link is in the description if you want the step-by-step guide to do this. But don't worry about buying something from me until you really trust my advice. After I went out that night, I remember I met like a few people. There was like probably 20 people and we got like each other's Instagrams, maybe like 10 to 20 people from that party. I was speaking to nearly every single person. I was having a great laugh. I was literally joking with the host of the party to like the others that we'd known each other since kindergarten. I just met that girl tonight, the host of the party, bro. And then I go out after with one of the girls that I met at that party to like a nightclub. And by the way, I don't condone going out and drinking as your main way of having a social life, but I was going to enjoy myself. And it's good like when you're trying to be really social to go out and it just like helps you get in the flow of things earlier, but I wouldn't recommend a club as your first place. I bumped into the guy who I had met the night before who was selling pizza. I bumped into him, I was chatting with him, and we were like, yeah, let's do a lap, we go around. And then I meet this guy who was similar to my age, and I was like really fucking with him. And then he introduced me to his whole friend group. And then I was speaking to them, they all invited me to go and hang out with them next Saturday. Which like, when you meet somebody at a club, by the way, and they invite you to something, they're probably pissed. But like, I think that this time, there's a high chance that they still reach out. I mean, I got their Instagrams, we messaged a bit, and they said like, yo, let me confirm when we're going out. So it's likely to happen. And then, I don't know if I can say this on you. I don't know if I want to share this publicly. Let's just say, I met some girls, and they were really nice. Now let's move on. The next day, I woke up, and my friend, who I knew, was walking down my street. I was like, yo, bro. And he came over and we were like having a chat. I was literally on my balcony just chilling and it randomly happened. And you're like finding it hard to meet new people, which I totally understand, bro. I've just told you all of my highlights, but what I didn't tell you is for about a year, I was trying to meet good friends who actually understood me, who I actually liked hanging out with in Australia after I'd moved from my hometown and I didn't have my best friends anymore. And I found it so hard and I had to meet so many people and I didn't get, like, most of them cared more about themselves or they wouldn't hang out much. And it took me a really long time to find a few really, really good friends and to get closer with all the boys. It's really slow sometimes because the thing is, bro, once you're a really social guy, it's easy. But getting to becoming that really social guy, it takes a long time. Once you have it for good, but it takes so long to get there. You know, I remember I wouldn't like not go out in Australia. When I was at my boarding school, I would like only be working, and then my holidays at Hong Kong, where I was born, where my parents lived, where my friends were, I would go out pretty regularly. And I was always quite popular there. From like the age of 14, I met a big group of teenagers, and then I met so many people, and then I got closer with my boys from school, and a lot of people I knew left. Literally like 90% of people at that time don't live in Hong Kong anymore. But can you explain to me why the last time I went out in Hong Kong, I had plenty of people to hang out with, I had so many friends? It's because I just kept meeting new and new people. Because once you get to knowing a lot of people, it's easy to stay knowing a lot of people. You still know where the parties are, you still get invited to everything. So once I was like popular, I was always popular. Once I had good friends, I always had good friends. I kept meeting new people. Now, that's the thing. It's so difficult to get from knowing nobody to knowing a lot of people and being like that. That is one of the things that I teach you. I want to help you bridge the gap. If you do it by yourself, how long it took me? It took me like 3 years, maybe at least 1 to 2 years to get to like that position where I was like pretty confident with myself. Actually, no, minimum 2 years. I want you to be able to do it, and I know that I can teach you how to do it in a month. I have helped some friends with I've coached some people, and I call them friends because we got close when I was coaching them, but they have completely changed their social life, and they have like great success. They have great bunch of boys they hang out with regularly. They can talk to girls, and I'm not like one of those dating YouTubers, bro. I want you to have a genuine group of friends you enjoy spending time with, because the meaning of life is not having a dating life. Like, bro, dating, bro, it's exhausting. Like, it's not the ultimate goal. Like, of course you want to have some girls, but let me move on to the next point. You may already have started being social and you've seen no progress, or you may have already been listening to me and you might say, oh, but your advice hasn't worked yet. Yeah, because remember when we started going to the gym, it's not like in the first day we became jacked. It took a month, because there's a time delay on getting rewards for your actions. It took a month before you saw like a big difference from newbie gains. It actually took me personally a year before I saw any real like significant gains. Like I was actually happy in my own body. It took me like a year plus, 2 years nearly. I didn't start wearing a tank top till a year or 2 years after going to the gym consistently. I know I have bad genetics because I've got like a brown, skinny, fat genes when I started, but the rewards took a long time to come in. That didn't mean that I wasn't doing the right thing by going to the gym. And that doesn't mean you're not doing the right thing by following my advice, speaking to more people, and trying to get out there. Now, let me teach you something before you get like demotivated. When it rains, it pours. I'm going to use girls as an example. After a year of not being able to speak to a girl, I hardly had any friends at school. I went on a holiday, and this one girl was basically like fully in love with me pretty much. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. She was just like super obsessed with me. And I don't mean that to flex on you. I mean that to say I had struggled so badly that year, and this girl literally did not care how many other girls I wanted to hang out with. If I was kissing some other girl, she didn't care. She came like 3 hours across where I live just to see me, and we don't talk anymore. She was nice. I liked her as a person. Things end. But the point that I'm making is I had literally gone through like the worst year of my life, and there I was with like all of the friends I wanted, going out regularly, being invited to parties. I threw a massive 200-person party. I had girls who really liked me. It's possible, bro. It's all possible. And there's only one way for me to teach you. You need to commit to me, bro. If you don't trust me yet, that's fine. But I do have a course giving you every single step of the way to how to make really good friends. The link's in the description. I am also offering a free 30-minute call for now while it's not, like, I'm not as busy. I don't have as much following yet, where you can have a free 30-minute call with me, and I'll explain every step that I would recommend to you and just have a chat with you. I'm interested in your problems. I want to be able to give better advice. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day, bro. Like, subscribe, check out that course. Take care.